lose a few and they seem to get more and more and more. They got a transporter for them out there.
I don't know. I think they're like rabbits that breed in dark corners, Ian.
Yeah, which reminds me of a joke, but we can't tell you. Bad luck. The 313 car pulling infield, whether he's got a problem. Also the 89 car. Don't know what the hassle is. Ain't going to get a start, fellas, and you've got to believe that. Over to Phil.
Yes, that's a shame, because I was looking forward to see how Gary Rook would go in that race, because Rookie certainly drove well in the last race, and in fact I think in the Division 2 feature, if I remember correctly, at the last meeting, I'll just check my records to find out, in the Division 2 feature last meeting he finished third to Peter Gumley and Margie Turner, but it's not going to be that way for Gary Rook tonight. Very disappointing, but Gary, just remember the old saying, he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. Craig Head to lead him off in the Div 2 final, off pole spot in the Doc Holiday sponsored EH Black Holden, and the green flag waves. John Borg in second place. Lee Smith is the third place man at the moment in that beautiful Bowl Nagari, and Margie Turner, the second place getter in the feature last week, is running at about 12th or 13th position at the moment, as the big mover is Ron Murray in the Patterson's Transport car, number 29, picking him up and laying him down at the back of the field as John Borg goes to the infield, and we'll have to wait out until the field goes by before he can rejoin the field. Okay, so it's Lee Smith in the lead from Lannery, from Head. Car number 45, I'll just see if I can find out who that one is for you, is John Wise in the Wise Mechanical Services Monaro, brother of Stevie Wise, of course. And now Margie Turner gets on the gas in the supercharged Mini and starts to put in a few claims. It's Smith leading from Lannery, from Head, from Wise. The next one through is Visser. Ray Vidler is the next one. Rob Vidler is the next one through. Then Clive Turner. The next one through after him is Ron Murray. And leading the field at the moment, we've got John Cartwright in car number 6. Hey, wait a minute. Oh, no, that's right. Yes, never mind. John using the opportunity to have another run with the car. I asked him earlier on, actually. I said, are you going to buy it? And he said, heavens no, I haven't got enough money. And he wasn't smiling when he said it, so I don't think he was having a lend of me. Certainly there is talk of some new machinery in the wind for John Cartwright for the 1984 season, and we'll keep you informed of that as soon as we know. You can rest assured that you will know too. Lee Smith on the march in the big Bowl Nagari. Cartwright getting a hurry up from the stewards so that he doesn't hold up the racing. And it's Cartwright about to be lapped by Lee Smith. Ray Lannery is in second position in car number 23. The next one through is John Wise. Margie Turner pulls the Mini to the infield, so that's the end of her race. Craig Head is the next one through in car number 60. Cartwright getting the black flag now as he's starting to get mixed up in the racing, being asked to pull to the infield and stay out of the way of the drivers. Craig Head was the driver who I said was in fourth position, which he is. Clive Turner, the club treasurer, is the next one through in his Corvette, and he just has it coming together with Craig Head. And the next one through after him would have been Ron Murray and then Rob Vidler, but we've got a red flag situation for the spin involving Craig Head and Clive Turner, and we'll see which one of those, if any of them, get relegated to the rear. All right, well, we're just about ready to get underway. 14 laps remaining in the Div 2 production sedans feature race. John Cartwright going to have another couple of laps around in the Donaldson 6PR car. And the steward's not happy. The steward's not happy with the starting position, as well they mightn't be. They are straggled out all over the place, and hopefully this time that we will get them away to a clean start.
14 laps of racing remaining in this, the Division 2 production sedans feature. 6 laps down and 14 to go. Looking good for a restart this time. John Cartwright running around behind him a lap down for obvious reasons. He's sorting out the scruffy Donaldson car, and also he's not wanting to interfere with these guys running in their feature race here this evening. Just checking the computer statistics here at the moment, And we'll just give you a quick score there, but it looks like we might have a race start. No race start.
Ray Lannery is a little bit anxious to get on with it, I'm afraid. And the stewards aren't going to be happy to let that race go until such time as Ray has his, gets his act together and stays back with the pack.
Naughty Ray, stand in the corner, Ray. Okay, we're just checking up, Phil, here on our point score. We've got Australia on 21 points and the US of A on 15, and more racing coming straight up after this event. How's it going to turn out, Phil?
Well, I've seen a few Australia versus America sedan car tests, and I tell you what, I've never seen the Americans win from behind when there was a gap of anything more than a couple of points. Now, I'm not trying to join to the Australian team, but 6-point lead, and they haven't got it by luck, they've got it by great racing, and I reckon that the Australian team's looking good for an even upwind tonight here at Wollongong City Speedway. Okay, you're underway with racing. This time the steward's happy with the event, and it's Lannery who leads them out from Clive Turner and Craig Head. And the big danger man, as I said before, coming up around the outside now, car number 29, Ron Murray in the Patterson's Transport Tirana, will be the one that everybody's going to have to watch. Rob Fiddler is doing it nicely too, in fourth position. The three early place getters are still Lannery with Turner, satisfied now apparently that he's solved the differential problems that he's had with the car over the last few meetings. He reckons that there's no way that the diff's going to move this time, and certainly the car hanging together very well and going considerably faster than what it had been at previous meetings. Craig Head has a wobble on turn 2, and that lets Ron Murray through into third position. McPhee gets caught up in that and loses out a place into Vidler. We'll have to try and get it back again. So it's Lannery from Turner, from Murray, from Craig Head, then Vidler, then Ron McPhee. And Clive Turner goes to the lead in turn in the back straight, holds that lead in turn 3. Lannery goes down to the pole line to try and hold him out in turn 4 and does so successfully, but one feels that it's only a matter of time before Turner guns the big V8 Corvette past Lannery. In the meantime, he's got problems because now he's got company as Ron Murray gives him a big nerf and sends Turner off. And I'm not sure whether there's going to be a stoppage for that one, but Turner certainly more sinned against than sinning there, definitely had help. It's Lannery from Murray, and that makes third place back to the H. Holden of Craig Head with 9 laps to go. Lannery in the 23 car, can he hold out the Patterson's Transport car of Ron Murray? Can Clive Turner catch up and make up the ground that he lost in that spin? Very doubtful. McPhee moves up to challenge Craig Head as the Patterson's car of Ron Murray starts to put the pressure on Ray Lannery down the back straight with 7 laps remaining. Lannery goes wide and Murray says thank you very much, and through he goes into the lead. So now it's Murray, Lannery, Head is the next one through, then McPhee. Next one through will be Vidler, then Gumley, Cairns is next, and then Thompson, but you can forget them, they're well and truly out of it. Protest flag being shown to Ron Murray over the incident involving Clive Turner, but the race allowed to continue and the stewards will sort that one out afterwards. Race for third place is the only interesting one at the moment, with McPhee having a nibble at Craig Head with 5 laps to go as Ron Murray goes by this time. Still Ray Lannery in second place, Craig Head in third. Fourth place is Phil McPhee in the hatchback Tirana. Then it's Gumley who says to Vidler, if you're not going to go on with it, then I'll go on with it, and he takes Vidler's placing away from him. Ron Murray doing it nicely out in front. Ray Lannery, who's been there since most of the race began. Craig Head has a big wobble on the infield and comes out onto the outfield again, onto the track, but sensibly backs the car in. And of course Dapto you would recognise as being the home of Norman Gunston.
God bless Norman. We don't see much of him, aren't we lucky?
Yes, indeed. Well, that's interesting. Clive Turner's been brought back up to third position. And I think that's a fairly sensible decision by the stewards. All right. 6 laps to run. 5 laps to run, my apologies. And it'll be Ron Murray to lead off from Ray Lannery, Clive Turner and Phil McPhee.
Looks like a great motor race, Phil.
Yes, it certainly does. And it's not over yet. Lannery jumps to the lead, doing it nicely after Murray. Murray it was that held the pole, and Lannery took a beautiful flyer off the pole there to take over the lead. So now it's Lannery, Murray, McPhee and Turner. And we have got a race on our hands with only 4 laps to go. Thank you. Div 2 Sedans feature race has been 20 laps, and it's going to go right down to the wire, let me tell you. It's Lannery leading from Murray. Next one through is Phil McPhee. Murray goes to the outside, McPhee to the inside. It's still Murray trying to get by Lannery, the lead that he held early in the race. And Lannery's got it, collared it back off him on the restart. Now Murray goes down the inside and does what he did to Lannery once before. Lannery gets right out of it this time and rejoins in about 6th position. So it's Murray back into the lead with McPhee in 2nd and Clive Turner in 3rd with just 2 laps remaining in this race. And that may be the way that they finish as the steward reaches for the white flag. Ron Murray in the Patterson's Transport Tirana in the lead. It's Murray from McPhee, from Turner, from Gumley, then Vidler, then Borg, and you can forget the rest. Craig Head was one of the stars in the early racing, but that spin has put him right out of contention, and Barry Keynes is giving him a hard time at the moment. But it's going to be Ron Murray who's going to take the black and white for a good win in the Div 2 feature. 2nd place is going to go to McPhee, then Turner. The next one through will be Gumley in number 79. Then the next one after him would be Vidler in car number 40, and then Borg in car number 74, and that's the way they finished in the Division 2 Production Sedans feature. 20 laps seemed like a little longer than 20 laps, but it was packed with action, especially those last 4 laps with Ray Lannery and Phil McPhee and Clive Turner and Ron Murray all over each other to close that race off with the win going to number 29, Ron Murray.
These people down at turn number 1 there, give him a big round of applause as he comes under. Goodness gracious me, determination. Couple of stoppages, sorry about that, but that's motor racing, and we're going to get right on with it with event number 13 coming out in just 1 moment. The Grand National Sedan Challenge, 4 laps of racing, rolling start, and none other than John Cartwright. Rod Combs looks like getting back into it. Gordon Smee and Johnny Pearson.